and almost was lost media due to most of the world because of a long dead composer. No, it wasn't because of the composer. It wasn't. Okay. Twig explains music rights again for the chat. Okay, so when it comes to classical music, right? Tchaikovsky is dead long enough to where his compositions are public domain, right? So like specifically the notes on the score are public domain. The composition is public domain. Tchaikovsky's estate, I should say, cannot be able to claim royalties on the compositions of Tchaikovsky. However, if a performance is done and recorded of said piece, then that orchestra now has rights to what is called the mechanical license of that recording. And so the person who almost made that stream lost media was an orchestra that had nuked their recordings of the pieces in that stream off the face of the planet. But the thing about recordings of Tchaikovsky is it's all the same piece. It is all different orchestras in different locations playing the exact same piece. So Content ID will see a recording of Tchaikovsky from the New York Philharmonic and think it's like the Chinese Philharmonic, right? But it's not. It's the New York Philharmonic. And so when you're uploading it, there is always a chance that public domain Tchaikovsky or other old recordings like that, even if you use public domain recordings of it, might still get struck and you have to contest it, being like, actually it's not that recording, it is this recording. And that's exactly what we did in that situation of like, we provided which recording it was and YouTube compared it and was like, okay, yeah, it's this one. It's not the one that we thought it was. And so they removed the claim. But yeah, it is like music law, everyone. I only know about this because I was involved in playing orchestras. And so if you are an orchestra that is not playing public domain scores, in order to actually perform a score, you actually have to buy the rights for it. And in addition to buying the rights for it, you have to buy the rights for the amount of times you're going to perform that score publicly. So like you'll see with like community theaters and stuff like that, they will struggle sometimes to fund performances from the start because they have to buy the rights to perform the actual musicals that they do. It's also the reason why Illegal Hamilton is actually illegal. It's not because the filming was privated, it's because they commissioned the rights, they petitioned the rights to be able to perform that. But when you do that, when you obtain a license to perform a cover of something, right? You cannot change the composition. It has to remain faithful to the original, like, notes on the page. So the reason why Illegal Hamilton was illegal is because they changed aspects of the musical. So yeah, know if you're gonna use classical music in your videos, know exactly what recording you're using. There's actually a really good website for this. If you want to find like public domain sheet music, but also recordings of sheet music, IMSLP has both scores and recordings that are all public domain. So you should be able to use anything from IMSLP. They do have a guide on what is protected by copyright and things like that, and how you can use public domain works. YouTube actually is really cool because they will obtain licenses for you to be able to upload the covers that you do. And they're also able to obtain the licenses that is available for uploading video of the covers, because there's different licenses between using copyright music in videos versus using copyright music in like performances. And so that's cool. But in order to actually like, say you have like a physical concert outside, like in a venue, chances are if you're anywhere outside of the United States that kind of treats this very laxly, you probably want to buy the rights to be able to perform that song for that one night. There are organizations that collect royalties on these rights. For the songwriters, for the composers, for the songwriters. And so even if the performing artists are not getting royalties, the people who compose the song are. Where to buy it though? I actually don't know. There's a few different places. There are a few different places. I've never actually had to buy any, personally. But I know that it is a concern when you start doing like music at a higher level. I was never like organizing orchestras, so I actually don't know where to buy. But yeah. So much for selling my potential not strong enough cover. I mean, you can still sell it, but you have to like, if you want to sell a cover, you have to go through a music distributor that will either have a partner that helps you obtain the mechanical license to do so, or they offer that with the distribution of your music. Either one. People who produce music and people who compose music are able to collect royalties on their work, and it's not just like the performer. So like imagine the person who wrote like what song is trending right now? I don't know. Imagine being the person who wrote the beat for a Beyonce song. Right? Like, you wouldn't just get paid that one time when you submit it to Beyonce. Right? You would get paid every time someone streams that song. And every time she performs that song. You know? It's like a super passive income stream.